Yes.
Hey,
We are live on YouTube right now. All righty. You ready?
I'm ready.
Boom. What's going on? Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Los Angeles, California. We got a little bit of the East Coast, West Coast piece going here. Welcome to the LAPA show, brought to you and hosted by Victor Arocho and Andre Urena, brought to you by Victor TV. Today is March 31st, 2022, the end of the quarter. So I hope everybody's ending their quarter strong. I know I'm working my butt off all night. So let's get this going. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Victor Arocho. Click on the notifications and you'll know every time we're live. And I have many segments, either whether it's LAPA, business, entrepreneurs, insurance, a whole gambit of pieces that we do and just things that hopefully we're adding value to our audience and to what I call our tribe, right? And then please go to LAPA, that's LAPA .WORK, that's LAPA.work, and subscribe to our email list. And that stands for Latin American Professional Alliance. We are streaming live right now on YouTube. So all the YouTubers out there, you get a chance to listen, say hello. And welcome my co-host, Andre Urena. Andre, you ready to get it on?
Absolutely, man. Lots to talk about, lots of opportunities to offer to people.
Awesome. So how's it going in LA? I see you sent me some beauty. I didn't realize there was a train in LA that I was like, it's right on PCH. Is that new?
No, it's not new. It's been forever. It's called the Surfliner. That train goes from LA to San Diego, and you go all through the PCH coastline. It's beautiful.
How long has it been around?
Oh, it's been around forever. It's the best way to travel to San Diego from LA, man. You go into the train and you actually get work done. You can be in Wi-Fi. It's a cool thing, no traffic.
I got an earpiece on and apparently something's going on. I got technical difficulties. All right. Today we're going to talk about, in each day we're going to talk about different things, but today I want to kind of drill in. We had our first episode the other day, kind of gave an overview pretty much, and there was a lot of information there, but I kind of want to drill down a little bit for our listeners to come back and they could listen to these in our archive on the playlist of LAPA. But I know, but I like asking you as a founder, and this is like your fifth organization, and you've always done well. You're the kingpin when it comes to making sure that we are working in the Latin American community, particularly not only for Latin-owned businesses, but companies that want to tap into the Latin business segment. So, but let's start off first. For example, what type of businesses are ideal for to become LAPA chapter members? I'll give you an example, like insurance agencies are one. Can you elaborate a little bit? What are
sure. The LAPA was originally created because there is a need for multi-services. So when we talk about multi-services, we're talking about several industries. We're talking about the insurance industry. We're talking about the real estate industry, the mortgage industry, the income tax industry, the car registration or tag services, as you call them out in Florida. All those things together and more, make up the financial consultants in our communities. And so therefore, they have to be able to, it's the same customer, so they have to be able to offer different services to that customer before that customer decides to go somewhere else. So that's why we're here. We're here to help you master those new fields or industries that you go into by giving you information, mentorship, ideas, knowledge, and putting you together with somebody that actually has done it. Makes a big difference in the world. If you have somebody that hasn't done it and you're looking for advice, why not go to the people that have the failures and the triumphs under their belt? And that's what we do.
So let me just make sure let me shorten that version and recap a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, I need some help here because I'm still having technical challenges with batteries and stuff. With how much computers I have. So let me just make sure we're clear, right? So ideal LAPA chapter member.
Yeah.
I'm going to break it down, right? I know I'm going to get some of yours. Insurance agencies.
Yeah.
insurance, tax agencies, insurance
Yeah.
agencies, the
Tax
tax,
preparers. Yeah.
immigration preparers,
Yes.
real estate agents, right?
Yes.
Brokerships.
Yes.
Because I go around, I'm noticing now that I've been doing more with LAPA, I'm seeing like just tax locations where I never really
Yeah.
saw them before. I mean, I've seen the block and all, though. I see insurance agency that does taxes, not that.
Yeah.
So tax agencies. What else? I'm looking for just specific to business, not the rest
Yeah.
of it.
So a person that actually is the center of a community that transacts with that person for whatever service they need. If a person is
tag agency is another one, right?
Registration services, we call them out here.
Right, well, those are at least good five. We're saying that's where we're tapping into, and they're all kind of interrelated one way or the other.
Absolutely. Staffing agencies as well.
Possibly even and staffing agency. Awesome. That's where I wanted to get a good idea. So those are ideal chapter members. Okay. And then so what we do is with LAPA as a professional alliance, and again, we always talk about multi-service provider, meaning, tap into your market and offer a variety of products and help your clients. So one thing I really liked about was the process of how we analyze a chapter member, right? Because I'm going to get into the chapter sponsors and how they benefit. But right now, so we go into, let's say, an insurance agency. That's where our most experience is. You and I, between us, over almost 70 years experience. So both of us started when we were 5. But anyway. So you go into an insurance agency, and it could be the ideal same process for a tax agency, same process for real estate, but with the insurance agency, which is one of our biggest markets, right? A person comes, they become a member, right? And our objective is to really pretty much provide consulting in a manner to help them grow, or at least give it an outside observation of people with experience, right? So how does that process work? So I become a member, right? I own Victor Insurance Agency. Tell me what a LAPA chapter would do for them, like
First, let's differentiate between a regular LAPA member and supporter and a chapter member. The regular LAPA membership and supporter is who we're talking about. $95 a year gets you a Zoom call or a live visit from one of us experts. And it's not only you and I. In the board, we have many different experts, industry experts on different things like life insurance, income tax, all the industries we just mentioned, real estate. So the person gets a preview from a fresh pair of eyes, an experienced pair of eyes, of getting to know the office from the inside out, from the beginning to the end. And then we give our own recommendations and suggestions as the things that they can do. And in 30 days, we check up with them. And then from there, the relationship starts. We really become a source of information, a source of validation, a source of connectivity. And for $95, I don't know in what industry you can get that. And that's the main thing.
That's for the year, by the way. So
that's for the year. That's right. And it's tax deductible. And you're able to now do that. And if you are in a good geography, like I have a friend in New Mexico, he does taxes, right? So he wants to expand into other industries. Then it makes sense to become a chapter member of LAPA and then become our president for that area. So there's two things. There's the regular membership, $95 will help you with your business. Now, if you want to get a little bit more involved and use all that LAPA has to offer, then you become a chapter member and you become a president of your area. Our goal is to have 500 in the United States. We have 5 right now. So we want to grow it.
Okay, perfect. So let's do a little bit of dialogue together, because I like bringing, you have the longer experience in the organization as one of the founders, and me being president of the East Coast chapter. So let's talk about ways that we help increase our chapter. I guess do we call them chapter members? The $95 member or supporter?
No, just members. They're members. The $95 member.
Chapter 90 member. Some of the ways that we increase revenues, right? So,
so we look at the appointments that they have, for example, as an insurance company, right?
Sure.
And then an insurance agency. And then we see if those are the right appointments. Do they need to have additional appointments? Should we intercede on their behalf, write letters to the companies so they can move up in the chain of appointments? I know the market, for example, in insurance is tightening up. So that's when you need us as your, not your godfather, but sort of your mentor, your trusted wisdom to be able to get past some of the things. It's very hard to get new appointments or get appointments or get the right program or increase your commissions. That takes time. So when you have us with you, we help you through that. Just in insurance business, for example.
Right. And so one of my I guess my mantras and what I tell to agencies or people in the business in our sector, but I'm going to focus this section maybe on insurance agency. We're the biggest experience, but it doesn't matter whether it's any of those other segments we talk. But what I try to tell them is that most entrepreneurs need to understand that you definitely you're working in your business, but you have to spend time to work on your business, right?
And you don't know what you don't know.
Right. And when I was always taught that whatever hours you put in to your business, right? Let's say, most entrepreneurs will put 60 or 70 hours into their business or even more, but let's say 60, 70 hours into their business.
Right.
My experience has always told me that you need to take 10% of the time you work your business, right? And use 10% of it. So if you put in 60, if you put in 70, you need to spend at least 6 hours or 7 hours looking at your business from the top down.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you bury yourself so much into your business, you're not getting the opportunity to look from the outside in. So it's
we give you the macro view.
It's almost like, a lot of times, sometimes we're better off at giving objective advice than we are taking our own advice, right? But it's nice to hear it from someone else, and then you recognize it. So the reason why I say that is that we help businesses working on their business, not just in their business. And how do we do that? Is because we're in the field, we're in the business field, we're connections, right? We're looking at new technologies all the time. We're looking at new types of products all the time. We're looking at new types of services all the time. We're trying to think of things that can intertwine. Between you and I have a lot of connections. We connect people together, which we'll also talk similar to the segment with our sponsors and so forth. But that's what I tell them. It says, sometimes you don't have even the time just to work, even in your business full tilt, just to even run your agency management system, much less are you going to have time to look at other new technologies, vet them out, do all the other pieces, right? So in my view, I'm just going to give one way. That's one way where we're able to help, is that we come in and we're going to give you an objective outside view, right? Whether it's like, hey, can you set an outside remote office or any of those type of things? What other ways have you seen that we're able to help increase the revenues of the client? And the key fact that we're out there. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, let's get it straight out there. We're sponsored by Betty, and Betty is just one of those software tools that were not available before. And therefore, how can you know about things that you don't know they exist, right? So when you and I started getting involved with Betty, we realized, hey, there's all this commission that is being lost due to cancellations, due to the fact that, hey, no matter how many times a girl gets on the phone, she can do 60, maybe 70 calls in a day. I doubt it. But when you use a dialer and you use a smart dialer with AI like Betty, then you're able to really get into the fact that, hey, these customers are no longer going to cancel. We're going to keep on talking to them until the moment that they reinstate or they do what they have to do in order for my book to stay strong. And that's just simply money in your pocket, because now all these commissions that you were losing on unknown, now they stay with the book, and now you're thousands of dollars up. And that's just one piece of software that is smart and created by agents.
Awesome. So that's an example of the fact that since we're out there and we're meeting with owners like Betty, we're able to evaluate and look at those pieces. The other piece that right now let's on Betty is a technology piece, right? The key component to that, at least from my perspective, is being able to provide to our members is the fact that, because I've been in the business dealing directly with the distribution channel of insurance agencies and taxes, I know how the inner workings they work. You know, today the normal process is let me download a list,
Yeah.
out to multiple people and have them make those phone calls. That's
Right.
the way to do it all the time. And that's the only way.
Right.
The other thing is they have an agency management system that has some capabilities of texting, right? Emailing, but then you
Yeah.
still got to physically call, right?
Right.
And
Right.
most of those systems are still good. It's still good use, but it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So for me to do 100, I got to go into 100 policies one at a time, right?
Right.
Being able, so you won't see anything else out there if you're not looking for it because you don't know what
Correct.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Was
Or
being
what
able
to look
to,
for.
right, and us being in our relationships for me was an instant interesting. So let me make sure I understand how this works because I understand how the agent. I'm in agents' offices. I see them. You know, some of them are highlighting it in yellow. Some of them putting LM for left messages. Some of them, you know, and then you know that person's out the next day, and someone has to go and look for the list. You know,
Right.
so beauty is being able to understand. You know, this one thing about I love this statement a long time ago. A gentleman said for one of the major phone carriers was like, technology is only as good as it's used, right?
Right.
And I always look at it as it's being able to have the ability, and thank God I've been blessed with understanding the application of a particular product, right?
Right.
So once I understood this, I knew the application of how to apply it and
Right.
how does that help an agent because you're doing it this way, but you're and it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's just that's the way the industry does it, and there was no other better way, right? So
Yeah.
we're able, right. So not only of that, we're able to add. That's where one we're increasing value by. So now to answer the full question, in that one, in this case, it's increasing value and revenues by retaining policies,
Yeah.
rewriting or reinstating canceled policies, right? Increasing your renewal percentage. Now,
Right.
one thing I always tell agents, and a little tidbit I want to get out of here is the fact that remember that you cannot renew a policy that was never offered a renewal. Let me
Right.
explain what that means, right? So what
Mhm.
happens is the renewal percentage, if someone says they got a 70 or 80% renewal rate, some people will think that's high or think that's crazy or think that's good or whatever it is. But really that renewal is you start off with 100 policies, right?
Right.
If 30 of those policies cancel, you now have 70. Those 70 go to term, they get sent a renewal offer. Of those, your percentage is out of the 70, not out of the 100. So
Right.
the objective is to reduce that 30 canceled to keep as many. So if you just increase it by 5 or 10%, you have
Right.
5 more or 10 more policies getting offered a renewal, right?
Absolutely.
So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that point. Okay. Another way that I believe that we're able to assist and help our members is by reminding them of the that you sell more than just one type of insurance, right?
Right.
You know, it's almost like when if I walk into an agency, I don't know if you've experienced that in California, as California has agencies similar to Florida, but
Yeah.
also California also has some agencies that when I went out there a long time ago, they were harder to find because they were in nice buildings on second floors. In Florida, I can drive down one street and I see insurance sign like in a street of Bird Road. There's like
Yeah.
80 agencies. It says PIP PD. But the funny part is the agency would advertise on their storefront, if they have a storefront, we do all of these items, you know, notary,
Right.
we do taxes, we do
Yeah.
commercial, we do homeowners. But then when the customer comes in, it's like all of a sudden they only want to sell them the one product the customer asks for.
Right. Right.
So for us, we're one of those, you know, that little voice on you is to please offer the dessert card,
Right.
supersize the customer, right?
Yeah.
And we're
Right.
going to assist with complementary type products. Some
Right.
do, but there's other ones that make benefit. But that's on a new policy. The second way would be on when a customer maybe come into your office or they're on the phone to service or to make a payment. Look at
Right.
their policy. Do they have a home warranty? Do they have home insurance? So those are other ways that
Do
we
they
can.
have alarm? Do they have solar out here in California? And all those things. It's so much more. They cannot just do one thing. The palette offers so many different services. And if you don't provide that customer with the things that if you don't foresee their need, then you're always going to sell that one thing, like you're saying. What we try to do is bring you things that can actually increase the outreach of your agency and make you a more of a true multi-service agencies. Because, let's say somebody works into an agency, an insurance agencies buy the insurance policy, and they don't buy their taxes with them because they don't offer taxes, or they offer, they don't push it. Well, when they go to that other tax guy, guess what? He's going to sell them insurance. So therefore, in order to even retain your book, you have to cross-sell. Have to. And that's what we do. We help you find that process, not only find that process, but because, like you said, we've been in this so long, we know a lot of different good options, and we also know the bad ones. And we try not to offer those bad ones because we want you to keep on coming back to LAPA. It's part of becoming a business community. So we basically, you and I, you in the East, me in the West, we're constantly vetting, and you tell me if I'm wrong, we're constantly vetting services and seeing what's available, seeing what's possible, seeing what there might be a service out there that looks hot, but then when you you implement it, the thing doesn't work. We try to give you things that work, things that you go, oh man, that's great. What's next that LAPA is going to give me, right? What other opportunity can they offer me? And that's because you and I, we're in a different thing. We're out there. We're not the business owners. We're looking at systems, right?
Yeah. The funny part about, I'm going to say this probably multiple times on our podcast, is the fact that, if you think about it, an insurance agent is under, you're in the stringent laws. I mean, you're at risk. Right. They don't, sometimes I don't think they realize how much the risk they're at. But you got to get your license, right? You got to get a continuing education credit. You got to get fingerprinted. I mean, a whole many things. You're considered a professional. You're able to, that changes the game. The thing that throws me off, I don't know how you feel it, and I say this with all the love and respect of our fellow, because they're our associates. I'm a licensed agent. It's not like
So am I.
I'm not trying to criticize. I'm trying to help. But I look at it as, think about it. You're the initial product you're selling. Let's say it's auto insurance or it's homeowners insurance. The initial insurance product that insurance sells. Think about the trust that customer is putting in your hands. Because they're hoping you're putting them with the company, because insurance is people only want insurance when they need it. Right. Like Chris Rock, I bring up Chris Rock because of all the Oscars out, but Chris Rock, one of his shows was like, insurance should be called in case beep happens, then I want it. Right. Well, so the customer comes to you, they're putting trust in you because they're God forbid, they don't want anything to happen. But they want to know that if something happens, one, you're going to help them, but two, that the company is going to take care of their claim. They're going to take care of their family. And so that's like in life insurance and all these other pieces, right? So if that's true, right, and they're entrusting you with that, and then the Department of Insurance, whatever state, is entrusting you with taking consumer money and to do the right thing for them, right? I would think that, the right thing is to continue to take care of that client with other products and services that can enhance their lives and make it easier, right? And I'm going to stop with, look at how just AT&T and all these companies all offer bundled packages, right? They want you with direct TV, they want you with internet, they want you with, AB, you name it, they want you. You call credit card companies. Credit card companies offer you roadside assistance. They offer telemedicine. There's so many things. There's Obamacare was a big one. Some agents didn't get into Obamacare early,
but some did and made money.
Oh no, I have a friend of mine that was struggling for a few years because that's all he had gotten into, and his family, and now they are like the predominant player throughout the country, right? But yet now everyone wants to get in, so we're trying to get you ahead of the curve if you're a member.
The things that are coming now are the things that are going to be the ones that are going to differentiate you if you take not only our advice, but be out there looking at those things, because technology is changing like never ever. ever before in
And the
life.
one thing I always say though, I changed a little bit. I'm not trying to share. I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm trying to
Right.
share my experience. You do what
Yeah.
you want with that experience. That's it, right? That's
Right.
number one. Number two, I was always taught whatever was a great idea 5 years ago is obsolete today.
Correct.
And in
More
some
so
cases,
than ever.
it's even faster, right?
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah.
got to stop thinking that this was great before, and processes improvement is always a quality control of improvement. Just like in people, right? We have to evolve to become better people. You have to
Right.
evolve. Don't just, you want to keep moving forward. Just move the needle a little bit more and more and more will continue to help you be successful. And that's what's helped out a lot of associations you've been part of. And that's how we've been successful helping out members of LAPA.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how, like our members, right? Tell me some of the, maybe you tell your side, I'll tell a little bit. How can they tap into our chapter sponsors? Like, how are they tapping into the chapter sponsors, and how do we help them not only with the chapter sponsors, but the relationship we have with our chapter sponsors?
Yeah. One of the things that happens once you become a chapter president and you run a chapter for LAPA is we immediately create a relationship between you and the Department of Insurance, between you and the IRS, between you and all the different organizations. And that gives you the scope of knowledge that others don't have. And you're able to represent your community and become the bigger fish in a small pond. That is key when you are actually trying to.
I'm confused with
Yeah.
what I'm a little lost with that.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. We're talking about chapters.
I'm an agency owner.
Right.
Okay. I become a LAPA member.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I tap into our sponsors? So I maybe misstate? I'm confused with your response.
No, but we were talking about the chapters, right? So therefore, it's a difference between being just a member, that
Right,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I got the member, but I want
Right.
them to, how do they benefit from our sponsors? That's
Awesome. So obviously, sponsors is the lifeblood of maintaining our business going. So the sponsors that we pick are people that can help you. They're not just sponsors for the sake of being sponsors. We would love to have a ton of sponsors but they're not related to the business. Therefore, we wouldn't keep your interest. So the way we help through our sponsors is being able to, for example, Chase Bank is one of our sponsors. They're able to provide loans. They're able to provide loans to help your business grow. In the past, for us to be able to get a loan, it's like foreign. For Latinos, it's kind of foreign, Latino business owners, to start thinking about loans. But we have a relationship with Chase in a way that they understand who you are. They understand what you go through. And it's a lot easier when you have already somebody on the inside. How do we do it here out in California with DealerTrack, for example? DealerTrack provides tax services, like you call them. We call them registration services. Well, we use DealerTrack because there's only 3 software out there available for an agent to do registrations. So we go with the best one. We go with the highest technology, the best customer service. People answer the phone. People carry your registrations through. You sign power of attorney so they don't have to return it. They'll actually do whatever fixes they can do themselves. So you, as the business owner, as the agency owner, don't have to worry about that. The other 2 service providers for car registration don't do any of that. And so it's your time or your staff's time being wasted on trying to get these registrations through. So we go for the best of class. We go for how can we help, for example, somebody with, say, another sponsor, like what we do with staffing, So that kind of stuff. There's a lot of opportunity. And we first look at your agency, and then we go, okay, this might make sense for you.
And one of the other things that we, how I look at it, how they could tap into our sponsors is also, meaning that 1, like getting loans, 2, having access to technology, 3, access to additional products for businesses, and what's happening is, from my perspective, I know in the sponsors that I brought to LAPA, I make sure that, hey, they want to be involved, and, we'll have them on our show explaining, what they do. I want to make sure that they understand, with the needs of the insurance agency and how they react in different markets. The other thing is with our sponsors, which we're about to get into now, they feel comfortable because we're communicating with our members, right? So they know that we're going to at least, help them along the way on how this best way to posture either the product or the service to tap into. So, it's kind of like we almost kind of qualify two sides. We qualify the member and we qualify the sponsor, and the ability to in, right? Some of it every sponsor and a product that we bring may not fit into every single insurance agency or tax or real estate and so forth, but at least you got someone doing it while you're running your core focus, which is your business, and then we're going to bring that together. So
absolutely.
So now, how does a LAPA? So how do we? This is a good question leading into this. And I'm just checking time, right? How does does LAPA? How do we qualify our chapter sponsors? I have my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts. So everyone's always looking to go through the channel, right? They want to the distribution, they want to tap into our resources, they want to tap into our pieces. How are you going about qualifying sponsors? And I'll feed off of that.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Most of the industries that we're in, they're sort of boring, right? Because they do the same thing, same processes all the time. What you and I are constantly looking for, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is we're looking for unique opportunities, things that weren't there before, things that we go, oh my God, if so and so had that particular service, they will kill it, right? And so we know, like you said, we're sort of like a bridge. We know the producers, we know the agents, we know the tax preparers, but we also know the services and insurance companies and things that are out there. And we don't want to waste your time. That's what we're kind of like a filter for you. We bring you the best of class, so you can actually do something with it instead of having to learn the process yourself, see how it applies to you. We just tell you, look, this will help you because it does this and this, and because of the type of business you have, this will work great. Take a look at it. And that's much easier than having to go and say, oh man, my book of business is dwindling. How can I do it? What should I do? We give you the solution because, we're dealing with this on a daily basis. We're dealing with people doing changes to their organization consistently, and we can help you assimilate technology. It's not easy, and it can be daunting sometimes. Sometimes your employee might know more than you on technology, but they don't want to apply it because they're not the owners, right? So as an owner, you have to go out there and put yourself out there and learn new technology. And we are very good at helping you bridge that gap. I don't know of any other alliance that does multi-services the way we do it. That they don't exist. They are industry specific, and they take for granted technology, and they take for granted the connectivity between services. And that's where our core is. We go for where the necessity is, and we see how we can make it work with your business because we've seen it before. So yeah, that's what we do, man.
So I want to add to into that as well, right? So for example, I don't know, I'm trying to look up one of our sponsors too. PHMP. I thought it was P. So for example, in Florida, the housing market is blowing up, right? But homeowners insurance there's a crisis in homeowners insurance right now, right? Massive. Now, not only do I know that because I live in Florida, but my relationships with my agencies and clients that not my agencies, but agencies, my contacts that I know, they've been telling me, hey, this is a problem and so forth. Well, that leads into, a sponsor that's about to come on board, ironically, and they were doing a lot with banks and have value added service. So I was like, well, how can I help you? Because I just want to make sure that, are you willing to do business with, a mom and pop insurance agency to a 400 chain agency?
Right.
And the beauty about it is they offer, they offer a product, that is it's a electronic home warranty product, right?
Right.
So where it handles like all your electronic equipment, all your kind of pieces like that, which is interesting because it's almost like maybe a version of Angie's List, but the ability to go right on your mobile phone and get access to be able to have someone come and fix, anything electronic or even a plumber or anything like that. That's part of the service as a home warranty. And then there's the home warranties, right? But the
Right.
beauty is being able to add those pieces. Another
You-
one is hopefully we bring on one of these a good telemedicine group that wants
Right.
to a sponsor, and that's an example of there's still millions and millions of people running out without health insurance. So I think you should offer your health insurance if you're doing that now. But the
Right.
great alternative is if someone can't afford it, at least have access to someone that can consult you. Because there's a
Right.
time, to be honest with you, I have friends that are doctors and this and that, and if something goes on, I may make a call and say, hey, can I ask you something real quick, blah blah blah, and they'll help the best they can, but they're not going to go too full tilt. I had a cousin-in-law, an ex-cousin-in-law that was a doctor. And he was like, man, I got family members calling me, go, look, I didn't get a doctor degree to give you free medical advice. I'm like, that's hard, brother. But my point being is qualifying the sponsors it was a combination of understanding the market needs,
Yeah.
right? And the product offering from our sponsors, right? And obviously what they're willing to contribute and what they want to pay. And it's not just about money. It's just, I don't want to just take your money without getting results. And the results means your product has to be good. I mean, I'm not going to just sell. We're going to promote it. We're going to do that, but you got to do your piece. But that's a good example of, we qualify them based on making sure that there's a good fit. Right. Because if there is, I don't want to deal with that. Right. I want to make sure everybody is happy we can succeed in what we do. And that's how I qualify. I also qualify how much do you want to put into this? Right. Are you willing to come on our show? Are you willing to train? What other options you have? Right.
Right. So, for example, on this particular service that is coming on as a supporter of our organization, as a sponsor, I was encouraged when you brought that program because it's already being sold in Latin America tremendously, but they're starting in the U.S. to do it. And home warranties is something that if you sell a homeowner's policy and you don't sell a home warranty, I feel it is like you sell a pair of shoes and you just sell a pair of shoe trees and the socks to go with it, and the betum, what do you call betum? The thing to clean your shoes, the shoe polish. I remember one of the first jobs I ever had was selling shoes, man. And man, my boss would be so upset when I didn't bring 3 pairs of shoes, and I didn't bring the shoe trees, and I bring additional socks, because it's all about how you take that sales journey with that customer. And so if you have more tools, now you sell homeowners, you make the commission on the homeowners, but guess what? Now you're making commission on a home warranty program that actually allows them to use their mobile phone to fix everyday items, right? And through a company that is experienced with Latinos, because their core business comes through selling this to homeowners in Latin America. So why not sell the shoe with the shoe trees? Why not sell the homeowners with a home guarantees, right? Because we don't think that way. We always thought about, especially in insurance, as an insurance agency, that's all I do. You have to make sure that your people think and have scripts and the right things to mention to the customer. As soon as they make that first sale, there should be already an next sale coming. And that's where we help you with. We train you, we help you, and we give you the right products. Like the one you were mentioning, the home warranty is a perfect example.
Yeah, so that's how we qualify. Now we're starting to come out running up on the time. So our next one, we're going to talk about the sponsor. Like how sponsors benefit, right?
Absolutely.
Just to tap a little bit into that right now, because I don't want to go too far. One thing that I've seen how we've been able to benefit our sponsors is that because our sponsors are marketing in taxes, insurance, and so forth, but we have relationships with like the companies, we have relationships and so forth. Sometimes our sponsors, we're able to connect them not only in addition to our distribution of members,
Yeah,
but to actual insurance companies that may need these same products, right?
absolutely.
To the connections that we have. So it's almost like, yes, you're paying for a sponsorship and to get into access to a network, but
Right,
we're not only just, like I say, you're not only just a sponsor, but you're dealing with a president of a chapter that now we're going to make an introduction to a whale of a client, right?
right.
Now
We
you
do that
can,
all the time, and most people don't understand the kind of powerful, real business relationships we can bring you. Because you and I, in insurance companies, we deal CEOs and with the top executives. And the reason we're able to do that is because we're representing a group. Whereas you, as an individual, doing it on your own, good luck. I mean, especially now that everybody works remotely in corporate, right? So it's so hard to get a hold of somebody. But we can certainly get a hold of people, and people return our calls because, thank God, we have your support and other people like you that are watching. Your support is what gives us the opportunity to bring power to all of us.
yeah.
Together, we're stronger for sure.
And we're definitely going to tap into that on our next one. I just want to get into make sure. Okay,
By the
great.
way,
So,
yeah,
yeah, so I want to be able to. Now we're about wrapping up our show,
yeah,
and I just want to be able to. I'm just going to have my list here to make sure that we're on the same page. One, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, and Andre, help me out if we have,
yeah.
our LAPA sponsors, and a sponsor of the show. We got Betty AI, that's BETI.ai. That is probably one of the most innovative technology tools that I've seen. I mean, literally, I'm just sending a text video of it and I'm getting massive responses. And what it does, it's a text robocalling, and it will outproduce any human labor that I've seen that you can, unless you build a robot. And what it does, it helps you with retention, right? And
Yeah,
it helps you with increased commission, and it helps you with reduction. It helps you with your ability to redeploy your labor so they're not doing that task, and you can have them do other things, whether it's cross-selling, selling more policies.
yeah,
Another sponsor I want to bring up is, I'm gonna let you talk about Chase, is Pro Risk Solutions. This
absolutely.
is a phenomenal company that is their seasoned benefit specialists, right? They'll work with your business clients. And the beauty about working with your business clients, by utilizing Pro Risk Solutions and their product, I believe it's called PHMP. It's like a health style coaching, and if for every customer, for every one of your employees that sign up, the way it's structured, you're able to get a tax savings on FICA. So
Yeah,
you're able to add more, there's already a major labor market crisis right now. So you're either going to have to pay people more, which is probably one, and two, you want to continue to offer them added value benefits. Well, Pro Risk
absolutely.
Solution has that. We can connect you. That'll be in one of the links in the YouTube. So you got Pro Risk Solutions. So it's prorisk.com, solution without plural.com. We got Betty AI. And you want to talk a little bit about Chase? I mean, obviously everybody
Yeah,
knows Chase, but you'd have to connect with us because they're all over the country.
that's right. And they're willing to work with us all over the country. But Chase does more than just offering you a loan. They actually have some of the Chase banks are outfitted as a community development center. So once let's say you want to talk to people about the fact that the interest rates are changing and people are going to be losing homes. Well, you can schedule it once you're a member with us, and we can schedule for you to use one of those facilities to bring the general public to listen to you talking about what is changing. Now, what that does, it gives you validity, because now you're not just doing it out of your office or out of a rented hall. You're working with Chase, and that gives you, a whole endorsement that you wouldn't otherwise get. Plus, it's easier to, when you're promoting an event, to say that you have the Chase logo on it than by doing it by yourself. It just gives you credibility. And aside from the loans, right? So that's Chase. There's so many different opportunities for you, like you just mentioned, with the company that does the FICA tax credit.
Pro Risk Solutions.
Yeah, Imagine the fact that by using them, you actually save money, and you're able actually to keep your customers happy, or your employees happy,
We're gonna
rather.
have a sponsor specific segment later, but I just wanted to thank our sponsors for what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay? We have several more coming on. I mean, we're not going through the whole list right now. And we're gonna have a segment only on sponsors, hopefully, and bring them on. Andre, obviously, to reach out to Andre, you got LAPA. Go to lapa.work. That's LAPA.WORK. They can reach out to you there. How else could they reach out to you? By you have the Twitter, Instagram?
Just go to latinamericanaTme.com, and then I'll return your call right away, or 213-290-8930. I'm always available.
Yeah.
Text is best.
And look, you can reach out to me on this channel, make a comment. You can reach out to me on Twitter at VAROCHO. That's VAROCHO. That's VAROCHO. So @ Twitter. I also got VictorArocho.com. That's AROCHO. It's my website. There's other things that I do there as well. But feel free. So again, please subscribe to our channel, to my YouTube channel. Go to Victor Arocho, and you'll have a LAPA playlist. I also have a sportscast, which is Thursday night, Jersey Boys Sportscast. So if you like sports, a lot to talk about. I'm a Giant fan, but things are happening in the Bucks over there. Congratulations to LA Rams, but I ain't worried about those guys. You can reach out to us here. We'll talk to you about the products that we have that we're talking about right now. We're having multiple shows each day, each week. That's why it's important that you subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification. You're also going to have it on Latin America, on the LAPA YouTube channel as well. So hit the notification so you know when we're on, when we're live, and that's about it. But hey, I thought this was a good segment. I really looking forward to continue. We got a lot of things going on between us outside of LAPA, with our other companies. Mine is with Solvo Global, with just the things that you're doing. So we're pretty excited. So Andre, as always, it's been good, and I think that we'll on our next segment we'll continue to dive deeper more into what we can do and just our experiences of how to do. Well, maybe we'll do some role playing. Maybe we'll do other pieces, and maybe we'll start getting some of the other sponsors off for a short segment. So
maybe for sure. And just remember, for those of you that are this weekend out in the desert for insurance agents, I'll be there. Just reach out to me once again, LatinAmericanAtme.com, 213-290-8930.
You're going to be at a conference this weekend, right?
Yeah. We got an insurance convention coming up. And so then we get to meet a lot of insurance companies, possible sponsors, but most importantly, I get to have one-on-ones with a lot of people that I haven't seen in a year. You know how conventions go, you don't see them for a year, and then all of a sudden you catch up. And there's so much to catch up with this time. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
All right, brother. You have a great day, and we will talk soon. So let me God bless everybody. Stay safe, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll go from there.
Presente y pura vida.
Yes, pura vida. And then what is the saying, the LAPA saying?
Together, juntos somos más fuertes. Together we're stronger.
Together we're stronger. Remember, you can snap a little twig, but if you put a bunch of twigs together, you can't snap it. That's where we are. God bless.
All right. Thanks, brother. Bye-bye.